Laces out.
Hi, I'm looking for Ray Finkel. And a clean pair of shorts.
I'm open! Over here! 351! 351! Rover, sit! Hut!
Welcome, everyone, to Week 4 of the NFL and our 4th episode of Laces Out. I'm Matt.
I'm Shane.
And I'm a fucking Chargers fan.
That's all right. I'm a fucking Panthers fan. And congratulations to anyone who had Julio Jones and Matt Ryan on their fantasy football team.
I was about to say, seriously, Matt Ryan, Julio Jones, if you have them on your fantasy team, congratulations.
Yeah.
3:58 on the clock. And he's going to throw on first down to Julio Jones. Jones still on his feet. Julio Jones. And he's going to score. Touchdown.
There's a couple other people I was thinking of, too. Like, when I was watching some of the highlights and watching some of the games, I was like, God damn.
Yeah. There was a lot of scoring this week, which was good for fantasy football, I guess, except on the defensive side of it. For whatever reason, Carolina we are not the defense of last year. Just a complete cluster F of miscommunication, different size disadvantages with Julio, and we tried a couple different people. We had our rookie Bradbury, who did a pretty good job. He ended up going out early, and then they put some other rookie on him. That didn't pan out, and then they put in Ben Wickery, which he actually was doing a pretty solid job, except when he asked for help from the safeties, and for whatever reason, the safeties were paying attention to fucking one of their other receivers. I don't know why. I don't know why you don't just make sure you have two people on him and hope that the rest of your solid defense can do a good job, and he just lit them up. There's several plays where he just chunked yardage, and the one where it looked like we were kind of making a comeback with Derek Anderson, and then they throw the ball on the first play, which there was like 3 minutes left, so typically you would run it, and they go, you haven't fucking stopped Julio Jones, so it doesn't matter, and here's like 70 yards for a touchdown. I was yelling, I was cussing, like, why don't you make an adjustment?
Yeah.
The entire game, and he goes for 300. Matt Ryan had 500-something yards passing. For the majority of the game, after the first quarter, it was Ben Wickery, and he did a pretty solid job. Most of the catches most of the catches that he had were on slant routes, and we're a zone coverage team, so they're not playing press. They're he'll drop back. Julio would hit a slant. He'd get 9 and get tackled immediately. The majority of the time, if it was a streak up the field, fucking Madden style, they're playing their zone and asking the safety to come over. The safety's nowhere to fucking be seen, and boom, Julio Jones with his speed just blows past everyone.
Yeah.
And for whatever reason, there was miscommunication up and down. Just what a mess of a game. To be honest, don't let the 33 points fool you. That was garbage time. And Derek Anderson, he's a great backup quarterback, and he did a pretty good job. He had a pick 6. The 33 points is misleading. We didn't lose by 15. We lost by 48, as far as I'm concerned.
So Cam Newton went out with a possible concussion.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if I want to go on that rant or not, but I'm fucking gonna. So, what I always thought, and comment or whatever, let me know if I'm wrong, but I always thought that if you leave your feet and you lead with your head, no matter what part of your helmet hits the other player, that is targeting. Because you're clearly jumping to and aiming towards the top part of their body. Well, the commentators were saying, no, he hit with the side of his helmet, not with the crown. But I'm looking, I'm like, Cam is a tall dude. Should he have just kind of waltzed in there, all cocky and for the 2-point conversion? Probably not. He probably should have actually gone in there and, ran towards the back of the end zone or whatever. But he decided to be cocky for whatever reason. Yeah, the guy made him pay, but he left his feet. He was a short fucker, leaves his feet and hits Cam, square in the face, and they're like, oh no, that's a pretty clean hit. And almost
Didn't look clean
every
to me.
time. Yeah. And they're saying that, he's...
according to these new rules anyway.
Right. They're saying he's not a defenseless runner. Okay, but he's still, the way that you're leaving your feet to jump up, that should be targeting. Not that I'm asking for a penalty. It wouldn't have mattered at the end of the day, but something, show some protection for the
If you're
quarterback.
going to force these rules and worry about concussions, enforce them. Because that is clearly a penalty.
Yeah.
The guy targeted his head, led with his head.
Yeah.
And not his shoulder.
Well, and if you go back to the Denver game, they didn't get penalized for anything, but then the league would look back and fine, I think it was 2 or 3 guys. They ended up getting fined afterwards. So the league basically said, "Oh, you know what? That was targeting, but it doesn't affect the game at all." So it's inconsistent. Again, it wouldn't have affected the outcome. There were so many other things wrong with that game, but it's still frustrating that they're allowing that to happen just because Cam's a big dude who's a running quarterback. End of rant. Congratulations, fucking Atlanta. You're leading our shitty division with 3 wins.
Yeah, they're leading by 2 games on everybody.
Yeah, that's terrible.
So then we got New Orleans versus San Diego. Once again, San Diego plays the last 6 minutes of the game with 2 hands around their neck.
Oh,
It's a complete choke job again. 2 fumbles, an interception. That's not how you win games. You go up on the Saints. The Saints haven't won a game. Drew Brees is a bag of shit. There's no reason to lose this game. You're in San Diego. But that's the reason to lose right there, because you're in San Diego, and it's a beautiful place. Why the fuck would you want to play football?
Yeah. And even more so, there's a bag of shit is New Orleans defense. Not that Carolina has any room to talk now, but their defense has been awful. They haven't been able to stop
and for the most part, for at least 55 minutes of the fucking game, fucking Phillip Rivers was just dominating them. Gordon was all over it. It was just, they were killing them. The defense was getting interceptions on Breeze's crappy ass. It was a very well played game. And the Saints started getting some points, but they were up, and they just collapsed. They just cannot finish games. They've always had this problem, no matter whenever they were good, back in fucking 2008, 2009, when they were going 12-5 and winning the division all the time. They always have problems closing the game. They always do this. If they're behind, they come back in the last 5 minutes. If they're ahead, they collapse in the last 5 minutes. It's just what they do. This team doesn't seem to be conditioned for 4 quarters. They always do this. They're conditioned for 3.5 at best, or 1.
Yeah.
Because usually they get blown out for 3 quarters, and then the last quarter they come back.
Right, yeah.
It's just poor. I don't know if they need up the cardio in that motherfucker or something.
I don't know. It changed the game plan. I'm going to be honest. I actually took New Orleans. I had no confidence in them, but
You just wanted to be a dickhead.
I was counting.
I took Atlanta.
I was counting on this. No, Atlanta makes a little bit more sense. They've had a pretty solid season, but I was kind of counting on this. Like, you know what? I feel like San Diego may screw the pooch on this, and they did. And I was watching a lot of the scores, during some of the other games. And as the other games are going on, and I'm watching the score, and I'm like, oh, fuck, that was a terrible decision. That was a risk. And then all of a sudden, it comes down to the end. I'm like, oh, fuck. they won.
Just collapse. Just collapse.
Yeah. Frustrating as shit.
And they spin. Fuck.
Oh man, if the season continues this way for both of our teams, there's going to be a lot of depressing episodes.
Yes.
And that could be hilarious content for other people who are like, you fucking idiots.
Well, I can still say the Niners fucking suck ass, and so do a couple other teams.
Yeah.
So then we got the big upset with Jacksonville over Indianapolis.
Oh man.
And to me, I watched some of the highlights, and it really wasn't even close. Jacksonville just kicked their ass. I mean, the score's close. Mm-hmm. Colts just suck.
Well,
nuts.
yeah, it started to look like it was going to be a comeback, is what it was turning into, and then Jacksonville kind of turned up the heat on Andrew Luck at the end, and didn't allow him to do anything. So he was just kind of throwing the ball all over the place, and yeah, that was I caught only the tail end of it because here on the Pacific Coast, the game started at 6:30 in the morning, and I wasn't about to wake up at 6:30 on a Sunday just to watch the Colts and Jaguars. So I caught the end of it. I think I ended up watching the final quarter, and yeah, random ass game. Indianapolis is gonna they could end up at 8-8. I don't know. Maybe they only have 1 win by the end of it.
The division is complete garbage.
Yeah, pretty much. Well, the surprising thing is that Houston is 3-1,
right.
And maybe that's because on Sunday they beat their division rival Tennessee.
That heated rivalry.
Yeah, exactly.
We used to be you.
It's all about the Houston Oilers.
So then we got Detroit versus Chicago. Chicago finally wins the game as soon as they get rid of the bag of shit Jay Cutler. It's amazing how much better a team can play as soon as they get rid of a fucking huge sack of shit off their shoulders. Like,
Right.
I don't even know who the kid was that they put in there. I've heard his name a couple times, so I don't think he's a kid. I think he's a common backup.
Yeah, I can't even remember, but I do remember laughing when they, I think I flipped over to that game, and they said, because Jay Cutler's injured, right?
Who knows?
Yeah,
He's
but
fucking ovaries got hurt.
I think I only know that because of whoever was announcing the game was saying that, oh, well, it's not guaranteed when Cutler comes back that he's going to get the starting position back. And that's pretty evident.
Yeah.
Like you said, they didn't win by much, but they still picked up a win. And of course, we both picked Detroit. So,
So I really don't give a shit about the game so much. But Seattle versus the Jets, Seattle wins, so they're leading their division in the NFC worst. But the funny thing is, you got to look this one up. There was a fumble, it was a fumble. The Jets ran it back in for a touchdown. And it's funny because it was off a QB smack off his hand. The ref is up there, and I've always wanted to see this. I always wanted to hear this. When the ref has their mic on, I mean, what stops from someone yelling at the mic? All of a sudden you hear a ref, or not a ref, I think some coach or somebody screaming, his hand was going forward through the ref's mic when he was trying to talk. It was hilarious.
That's
and we'll
awesome.
play that video
I didn't catch that.
for you right now.
Just to get the young guy going into this offense without Decker. Fitzpatrick hit as he throws. And there's no signal. And so instead, Peake's going to run all the way to the end zone. On-field signals a touchdown. Right now, Peake's in for a touchdown. I know what? They're right.
Of the fumbling.
His hand was going forward.
You see, you heard Earl Thomas saying his hand was going forward.
Oh, my goodness. Well, they're...
Hilarious. It was great.
That's fantastic. I did not catch that.
Yeah, it's fantastic. It was awesome. It was just so funny. I've always wanted to hear that. Just somebody start yelling through the ref's mic when it was on. Like, what's he going to do? I mean, he can shut it off real quick, but you're still fucking yelling.
It would have been awesome if he was like cussing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
It's fucking going forward.
You fucking moron.
It's on live TV.
So, are we ready for another rant with fucking Buffalo?
This is a double whammy for me. I keep going against England thinking there's no way they're going to win. They don't have Tom Brady, their backups are getting hurt, and they keep winning. The one time I give up and I'm like, I'll just pick New England. All right, they're facing Buffalo and they're at home. I will just pick New England. And then Buffalo, you fucking homos.
Again. They have to listen. They have to be listening to this show just to fuck us.
Fuck you, you fat ass piece of shit, Rex Ryan.
I don't get it. They fire their offensive coordinator and
now they can play football.
Yeah.
Fuck you.
Yeah, they end up shutting out New England, which I guess the last time that it happened, they were saying that Drew Bledsoe was a rookie, Belichick was in Cleveland as a coach, and Tom Brady was in high school.
So most people that listen to this show weren't alive.
Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, pretty much. So it's been a long time since New England was shut out at home. Fucking Buffalo once again. I still don't think I'm going to take them. I don't even know who they play next week. I'm at this point where
I had a gut feeling when I was looking at this. I'm like, I should just pick Buffalo. This is going to be the time where they fuck me. So I should just pick Buffalo. But I've been going against New England so much lately because I think there's no way they're going to win without Tom Brady. So I'm like, you know what? Go against the gut. Go for the logic. New England's going to win at home. Yeah, pick New England.
They should have.
And the fucking logic was wrong.
Man, I don't get it. I'm still going to pick against them. But we had...
I hope you all drown in Niagara Falls. Underneath Rex Ryan's big fat stomach.
He can't hold you up. He will sink like the Titanic. So we had, speaking of New England, we had two teams who are no longer undefeated, New England and Baltimore. I actually took Baltimore for kind of the same reason. They're at home. They've been playing pretty good football. I guess I underestimated the Oakland Raiders, who have been playing great football, especially for being the Oakland Raiders. I know they were hitting their stride at the end of last year, and it's carried over. The only game they lost was against Atlanta. And I think they probably should have won that game. There's a chance they should be undefeated this year. Philadelphia got lucky and got a bye. So.
Same with Green Bay.
Yeah.
Yep. Pittsburgh sodomized Kansas City. Minnesota is looking really, really good. Without their starting QB, they pick up that sack of shit from fucking the Rams that the Rams let go.
Yeah.
And he's managing the game, and the Minnesota is looking dominant.
Well, and this game was evident of why defense wins championships, basically. Because on the offensive side of the ball, they did put up 24 points, but they didn't do a whole lot. They were struggling to move the ball against the Giants for the most part. I think they ended up scoring one, if not two of those touchdowns towards the later part of the game, not even early. So it was mainly the defense that was just giving them the opportunities and was frustrating the hell out of Odell Beckham. There's a bunch of memes that you could look up. I'll include some in the video of him crying and and everything. So
it's not fair.
If I tie my shoe, I'm gonna get a fine. If I stand the wrong way, I'm gonna get a fine. That's pretty much almost a verbatim quote from him.
Okay, well, that sums up all the games for week 4. So now we're going to go do our Laces Out. So this is how Laces Out works. We pick winners and losers. We add that all up and find out who wins for the week. Right now, I'm up 6 games after a shitty week of 8-7. Shane is at 8-7
after a great week.
Yes, he's positive. For the week.
For my standards,
that's a winning record. The shit is on. He's coming out. I thought we still have 6 games difference. We keep picking a bunch of games different.
Yeah,
it's been 8 games, 6 games, more and more games. But yet somehow we seem to end up near the same score a lot of the times.
Yeah, it's very weird.
You pick 3 games better than me. I pick 3 games better than you, I guess.
I'm going to need a rally at some point, though.
Where's the rally monkey?
Yeah, exactly. I'm turning my hat upside down or
quack,
whatever.
Quack, quack, quack. We're going to get a copyright strike for that.
Fuck you, Disney. I'm sorry, that was good. Okay.
So that basically sums up Laces Out. I'm winning, Shane's losing. We'll see if he comes back. We'll see if we get a copyright strike. We'll find out who wins that battle. So make sure you check us out on all our social media, and we'll still be posting up our winners and losers and find out who's going to win at the end of the year. Participate, join in, let us know what's going on.
Yep, let us know how you feel. Make sure to like, share, and subscribe this video. Comment below, again, with your picks or how you think we're going to do.
Yep, who's going to win or lose. Make sure you check out our podcast at Comic Movie Marks on iTunes or in the Google Play Store. We're on any of those podcast apps that come up in Google Play.
And make sure to, once again, follow us along on Facebook, Twitter, and the Instagram. The pics will be up on all of those.
Yep, at Comic Movie Marks. Check it out. Let us know how you guys are doing. Just tell us. Don't give us stupid little hearts and don't promote your stupid knives.
You bastard, we see you.
No one gives a shit about your Shinsho knives that can cut a can or whatever, a brick.
That's pretty awesome.
Well, fuck you. That's why they're posting that shit, is because of people like you.
I'll be reaching out to you, Knife Man 286 or whatever your name was.
Your 3,000 followers about fucking knives. Anybody that follows a fucking page due to knives, you got no life.
That's the world we live in.
All right, well, thanks again to everybody. Take care now.
Bye-bye then. Laces out.